classification. So let's start with the most common scams that CSLB sees that involve seniors. First, door-to-door solicitations. A solicitor may offer to do roofing, painting, or paving work with leftover materials at a reduced or significantly discounted price. Well, once the payment is made, little or no work is done and the project is abandoned. How about high-pressure sales? A fast-talking operator pushes you for an immediate decision about work, which makes it impossible for you to get the recommended 3 competitive bids, check their licenses, building permit requirements, or even review their references. There's also scare tactics. A person offers to perform a free inspection, then claims that a serious problem such as a faulty wiring, bad plumbing, or a leaky roof will put you in danger. This can lead to unnecessary and overpriced work. There's also verbal agreements. The contractor, quote, states that a written contract is unnecessary and then does shoddy work or maybe none at all. And it's difficult to prove what was agreed upon to do without a written contract. And then there's also demand for cash. The worker insists that you're paying cash, sometimes going so far as to drive you to the bank to withdraw the funds. With money in hand, the person abandons a substandard or unfinished project. There's also illegally large down payments. A contractor takes more for a down payment than is allowed by law, claiming to need instant cash for supplies or to pay their workers. By law, a down payment cannot exceed 10% of the total project price or $1,000, whichever is less. So what can you do if you've been scammed by any contractor, licensed or unlicensed? Call CSLB at 1-800-321-CSLB. Go on their website and file a complaint. Know that older adults have 4 years from the date of construction to file a complaint. Beware that those 65 or older have a 5 business day right to cancel a home improvement contract. For all others, there's a 3 business day right to cancel. Do not allow the contractor to begin work or pull permits during this 3-day period. Also, resist any pressure to waive the 3-day right to cancel. So what seniors should know before hiring a contractor. Have a clear idea of the work you want and the finished project before you call in the professionals. Find the best contractor for your construction project by taking a few easy steps before you get started. It'll save you a bundle in unexpected expenses, time, and stress. Anyone performing home improvement work valued at $500 or more combined labor and material costs must be licensed by the Contractor State License Board. CSLB licensed contractors have passed trade and contractor license law exams and since 2005 have undergone a criminal background investigation. So whether you search the telephone directory, Google, print or online advertisements, or get recommendations from friends or neighbors, your first step is to ask the contractor for his or her state contractor license number. Verify that the number is active and in good standing by checking online at cslb.ca.gov or call us or call them by calling 800-321-CSLB. CSLB also provides information about the contractor's bond, workers' compensation insurance status, and any pending or prior disciplinary actions. So any home improvement salesperson that comes to your door also must be registered with CSLB. You can ask them to see his or her registration card. So why use a licensed contractor? Because licensed contractors pass trade and law exams and have background checks. They're required to hold $15,000 bonds and obtain workers' compensation insurance to cover worker injuries. So why use a licensed contractor? Because it gives greater consumer protection. CSLB can help with negotiation, mediation, and arbitration if they're licensed contractors. Again, the California law requires licensed contractors for any improvement job that costs $500 or more. So let's go over the construction project checklist. Now, this is available on their What Seniors Should Know Before Hiring a Contractor pamphlet, and this pamphlet is available on their website. First, find out from your local building department if your project needs a building permit and confirm that your contractor will obtain all necessary permits. Get at least 3 identical construction bids and ask for client references. Ask to see the contractor's pocket license and their current photo ID. You want to make sure that their names match and that they're not using somebody else's license. Consider searching the contractor's name online for additional reviews. Check the contractor's license number to make sure it's in current and in good standing at cslb.ca.gov. Ask for a current list of contact information, their telephone number, and their business address for the contractor, subcontractors, and suppliers. You want to make sure after you give them monies that you're able to stay in contact with them so they finish their job. Now, also ask if your contractor carries general liability insurance in case of accidental damage and workers' compensation insurance for their employees. Again, make sure you get a detailed written contract before the work begins. The contract should include specifics about project materials and expectations, as well as cleanup and debris removal. Do not sign a contract you do not understand. Have a timetable for each phase of your project and the corresponding payment schedule spelled out in the contract. Do not let the payments get ahead of the work. Pay no more than 10% of the total contract price or $1,000 as a down payment, whichever is less. Avoid paying in cash. Keep all of your project documents, including payments and photographs, in a job file. Now, if the contractor asks you to sign a contract on an electronic device like an iPad or a laptop, request an immediate paper copy. Otherwise, you may not receive a copy of the contract, or some of the contract language may change between the time you signed it and when you actually receive a copy. So the important tips to remember when hiring a contractor and starting a home improvement projects are: get at least 3 bids. The down payment, again, must be no more than 10% or $1,000, whatever is less. Again, don't let the payments get ahead of the work because money is your leverage. Keep a complete job file with pictures and avoid making the final payment until you're satisfied with the job. So if you have any questions about a contractor, their license, or need to file a complaint, call them at 1-800-321-CSLB or email them at social@cslb.ca.gov. Thank you so much for your time today. Up next is Jackie Wiley.
Thanks, Sally. Great job. And again, thank you, Senator Wilk's office, for having the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation presenting and providing pertinent information today. I'm one of the targeted outreach specialists with the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation, which I will be saying DFPI for short, because it's too long. And you saw part of my bio earlier. So today I want to just talk a little bit about some of the holiday scams, because we all know 'tis the season for scammers. And let me give you some information about who the Department of Financial Protection and Innovation is and what we do. Probably 9 times out of 10, the audience members here today haven't heard of us, but we are formally the Department of Business Oversight. And maybe you might have heard of that name. And our mission is still the same, just a new name. And our mission is to help protect Californians when doing business. We are a state regulatory and licensing agency with oversight of state financial institutions, products, and professionals, such as state chartered banks and credit unions, California lenders, escrow agents, and we all have to work with those when we are purchasing, refinancing, or doing any dealings with a home. We license and regulate residential mortgage lenders and servicers, those people whom we pay our mortgages to. We license and regulate student loan servicers, payday lenders, broker dealers, investment advisors. And one of the things that I wanted to point out is that we license PACE administrators, which is the Property Assessed Clean Energy. Now, you just heard a presentation from Sally, who talked about home improvement, but a lot of consumers are considering home improvements, but then they are also being solicited about the PACE program. I just want to point out that it is not a free government program, so please come to the DFPI website to obtain more information about it. And also you can get a full list of the industries that we regulate. We also conduct audits to ensure state and federal compliance. We review all the complaints that come in from our consumers, and we pursue legal actions against those operating illegally. We pursue legal actions against operating illegally, as well as unlawful, deceptive, or abusive practices. And it's unfortunate that the scammers and people who have businesses, they are targeting the older adults. And that is one of the reasons why we do what we do, or I do what I do, come out and provide consumer awareness presentations throughout Southern California, which is the Los Angeles County region where I do most of my work. Millions are falling prey to frauds and scams, and that's why it is more.
Rafi?
Yes.
Right.
June, you might want to, that's why it's more important than ever to learn how to safeguard your personal and your financial information. So let's talk about some of that today. One thing, how is DFPI getting information out to the consumers? Again, we promote consumer awareness. If you're less likely to become a victim if you're educated about what is happening out there. And that is what I intend to do today, bring awareness to some of the scams that are trending, as well as the topics that we're hearing about and how you can learn to protect yourself. We have an educational publication that we distribute. All our materials are free. This publication has a host of information. It's called Protect Yourself from Fraud, information that you'll hear me talk about today, as well as other information. It has a fantastic resource guide in the back, which sometimes we don't know who to call or what agency to go to if we have a question or if we felt like we have been defrauded. Simply call the DFPI and we can get you to the appropriate agency. But our booklet has great information for those that are on the call and to distribute when we're out in the field. So let's get started. So vishing, phishing, and smishing. These are three names, and they all, it stands for this. Vishing is through the phone. You might get a robocall, a call. Maybe somebody left you a voice message. Phishing with the PH is contacting you via email or the computer. Smishing is contacting you via text message, or you'll see a SMS on your text, on your cell phone, which means short message servicing. All of these methods have one thing in common. They create a sense of urgency and tries to get you to act or take action with a single goal in mind, simply to steal your money. So I wanted to provide a few of the phone calls that we are hearing about that's trending. You may have received a phone call with someone sounding really frantic and describing themselves as maybe your grandchild or another relative, and it's grandma, it's me. Please don't tell mom that I'm calling you, but I am in trouble. I need you to send money before I get arrested. They may put another individual on the line that is posing as the arresting officer. He is instructing individuals possibly go to Walmart and get a gift card, come back, scratch the number off, and provide the number after you have put money on the card. And sometimes it's to the tune of 500, maybe thousands of dollars. And we have had instances of that happening. Before you panic before you go out and do anything, hang up and verify that that individual is in harm's way before you send the money. A lot of people are receiving phone calls, and we call these government imposter phone calls, where you might get a phone call from someone posing as a financial institution. Maybe it's ABC Bank, and I've been banking with ABC Bank for many, many years. And my phone rings and it says, "Hi, Ms. Wiley, this is ABC Bank, and I want to thank you for being a valued customer. I see that you've been with the bank for a number of years. Today, we're giving courtesy calls to all of our customers to verify and update our information on you." They may go as far as to say, please provide your banking information or your routing number or your social security number to verify whom you are. Well, let's stop and think about this. I'm going to say this: government agencies do not call you. Why is your financial institution calling you to do anything? So that is first and foremost. That's your biggest red flag sign. The IRS, well, maybe it'll say it on your caller ID. The Internal Revenue Service, again, the governments do not call you. Why would the IRS be calling you to remind you that you need to file your taxes, make a payment on something, maybe a past due tax bill? They're not going to do that. You may get a phone call from a utility company indicating that it's someone from the delinquent department and wanting you to send a payment right now, and they'll threaten you to say that they're going to shut your services off by 5 p.m. today if you don't pay right now. Again, government agencies don't call you. If you are delinquent on a credit card or a utility bill, you're going to get notification in the mail. We're hearing about a whole bunch of financial relief opportunities. So people are calling, Medicare is calling for you to do this, or I can lower your APR on this. Please, please, please take these tips to safeguard your personal and financial information. Number one, it's unfortunate that we don't want to answer our phones anymore. And if you do, and someone is asking you for personal information, hang up. Verify that there is an issue before you move to depart with your money, whether it is going to get a gift card and putting money on there or sending something via check or credit card. Verify that there is an issue, and never give out your personal information over the phone, because why? We really don't know who is calling us, regardless of whom they are saying that they are. And please be careful and cautious of links sent via text. There are an abundance of phone calls that are being made, especially to older adults, but just to anybody trying to get our personal information and our banking information. So if you have not initiated the phone call, please, please, please don't give the caller any personal information. So let's talk a little bit about the computer. And we all know that the holidays are coming. So I wanted to kind of give some information on scams to avoid during the holidays. So consider the following tips to protect your gift giving endeavors this holiday season. So what's trending? Of course, disasters bring out those who are doing fundraisers, wanting you to give to various charities. And that's okay. But before you give to a charity that you're not familiar with, or just because, again, someone is calling to ask you about it, research the charity before you donate. And we all need to remember and know that the sheriff department, fire department, and the police department do not call residents to ask for money because they are doing a fundraiser for whatever the cause may be. If you get a phone call like that, you need to call your local PD, sheriff, or fire department to report that. Bogus and copycat sites, this is called spoofing. Be careful of the sites when you are shopping. We all shop online, holiday time, and that ties into the next bullet, phishing. So if I am shopping on Amazon, the correct site is amazon.com, We need to be mindful of hovering over the URLs, typing in the correct .com, whatever it is. These bogus and copycat sites are popping up, and we're hearing about it more and more. So some people have fallen for the Amazon.con, C-O-N, email, because they got an email after they did a purchase from Amazon saying that there was a problem with their payment and to please re-enter your payment information. They did not pay attention to the extension of that email, and it was a bogus / copycat site. Instead of the .com, it was a .con. So please be mindful of the extensions and be mindful of emails that you get every day, like I get every day about a sale that's on at JCPenney's, Macy's, or whomever. Be careful and watch the extensions of those emails, okay? So there's a lot of phishing that will be and continues to go on, but it will heighten more during the holidays. We have Black Friday, we have Amazon Prime, we have Cyber Monday. So if you are an online shopper, why don't you think about this? This is a suggestion. Instead of using your debit card, pay with a credit card. Maybe you want to go and purchase a Visa card from Walmart and put a certain amount of money on your card so that your personal cards, God forbid they get hacked, or is not reflected on that. So again, a suggestion, if you're an online shopper, instead of using your debit card, use a credit card. Credit card offers more protection. A debit card doesn't. Buy gift cards for gifts. Remember, for gifts, gift cards are not for payments. If someone calls you or you get an email and asking you to make a payment with a gift card, that is a red flag sign, okay? So let's talk about non-delivery scams. So let's be cautious again before re-entering your information. If you know that you're not expecting a package and you get an email telling you you can track this package, that's for you to proceed with caution, especially if I know that I didn't order anything and I'm not expecting anything. If someone is sending you something, if I'm sending my daughter a gift, I'm going to let her know, hey, I'm sending you a box, be on the lookout for it. So these non-delivery scams, we want to be careful about that. Tracking something that we know that we didn't order or we're not expecting. Credit versus debit. We all know the difference between card and a debit card. The credit card is a bill and your debit card comes instantly out of your banking account. I want to remind everybody or put into your heads about skimmers. I've seen it on the news several times within the last month that they are showing up, and it's a device that we normally cannot detect. They've been around for a very long time, and that's an SKIMMER. They were known to show up at outside gas stations or outside ATM machines. So if I'm using my debit card and I put my card into the machine and there is a skimmer, once I punch in my PIN number, not only does it have my card imprint, but now it has my PIN number because they have some kind of way that they've set it up. So be mindful that they're not only on outside machines, they are also showing up inside of stores, which tells everyone that it's an inside job, someone working together. So I'm going to suggest if you're using your debit card, instead of saying debit, and when it comes up and you punch in your PIN number, to hit the green button and bypass that and allow it to do a credit charge, okay? So that way you're avoiding putting in your PIN. We all send money. We do money transfers. You may be sending money abroad, maybe to a family member for the holidays. And now the new way of doing that is through Zelle, Cash App, or Venmo. We're seeing a lot of problems with Zelle. Any thing that you use for a money transfer pertaining to Zelle, Cash App, or Venmo, remember, if you get a text message asking you if you've sent something and you know that you didn't, that's a red flag sign, but please don't reply yes or no, because that's what they're going to ask you. We've seen instances where people have received the text message asking them if they've Zelled a certain amount of money. Please reply yes or no. The person replied no, immediately received a phone call from said financial institution and proceeded to gain information about her banking and depleted her account. Delete it. Remember this, money transfer. I myself have to do the action. If I didn't send someone money through Zelle, Cash App, or Venmo, then I know that that email is bogus. For those of us who continue write checks, also be mindful to not put your bills in the mailbox or the blue boxes after the last pickup time, because we do have people who are still going around and have ways of getting into that blue box by putting gum on a stick and fishing out our mail. Even if you have the flag, be mindful as to maybe when the post person is going to come to pick up your mail. So if I have for a bill that I'm waiting to be mailed and someone steals it, they can check wash it. And it's a simple solution that can be easily purchased, and they can check wash the amount and to whom it's paid to on your check. But they're not going to check wash your name, and they're going to change the excuse me, the Macy's $50 to $500 and put their name on it, and the bank is going to honor it because your name is still on there. Okay, so if you are writing checks, I'm also going to suggest that you get an anti-fraud check washing prevention pin. You can get that at Office Max, Staples, and so forth, and it will tell you that in the corner. A lot of people traveling, be mindful of free vacation scams and absolutely watch your surroundings. Okay. This is a quick example of some of the text messages that I was sharing with you. In the bottom left, your packet, your parcel is arriving. Track here is supposed to be from DHL, which if we're hovering, we know that it's not from DHL. And if I get a text message telling me that there's been unusual activity on my online banking, I'm not going to log in here. I'm going to go to the source. Always go to the source. If you get any type of text message pertaining to anything pertaining to your bank or your credit card, something locked, go to the source yourself. How can you protect yourself from cyber safety? Okay. Cell phone PIN numbers, we're using abundance of that when we are online banking. Try thinking about using a two-step verification, and that is a code that will come directly to you when you log on. Change your passwords a little bit more frequently, okay? Instead of using the same passwords over and over, maybe make it longer and include a phrase. And I spoke about secure networks, hovering over your URL, but most importantly, how do you know that the site that you're on is safe? You should know that by seeing this S, which stands for secure or a closed lock. But remember to check the extension and to hover over the sites that come up or that you're interested in looking at, but don't click on anything that you are unfamiliar with or not expecting. And please, please, please start limiting your personal information when we are online, especially on Facebook, because if I'm browsing Facebook, so are scammers. If you think that you've paid a scammer, what should you do? I paid a scammer by my credit card or by my credit or my debit card. Contact the company and or your bank that issued that credit card or the debit card and tell them about the fraudulent charge and to reverse the transaction. If you've unauthorized a transfer from your bank, if you notice that, please contact the bank directly. Again, remember, go to the source. Don't call the numbers that are given to you via text or email, okay? Paid by gift card, contact the company that issued the card and always keep your gift receipt. And we spoke about sending a wire. wire transfer company or the bank you should contact. And if you have using these apps to transfer money, contact the DFPI if you are having a problem with that. If you become a victim of a fraud or scam, you can always contact the Federal Trade Commission. And if anything happens online, you can also go through IC3, which is Internet Crime Center. And because we're doing a lot of shopping or just doing things online, we should think about checking our credit and going to the credit bureaus. You can do it annually, or you can contact each bureau separately and stagger your checking of your credit reports and making sure that there's nothing on there that shouldn't be. And if I haven't said anything today, the bottom line is trust your instincts, because normally if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And never give out your personal information unless you initiated the contact. So any incoming phone calls that you're not expecting or random, please don't give out your information unless you go to the source yourself. Okay. How can DFPI help you? You can learn more about us by going to our website. You can file a complaint through our website. We have a great consumer services office, and our number is toll free. We have live representatives answering the phones. If you have a question, you can email us or you can call that number. They can verify whether the person or the organization that you're thinking about doing business with is properly licensed before you engage in business. And again, if you're interested in that Protect Yourself from Fraud booklet, you can email the outreach team. And of course, if you want a presentation as well. Lastly, stay in touch with us. Subscribe to our newsletter. With our newsletter, it comes out every single month. You can get event updates, consumer alerts, and important notices, and more about what the DFPI is doing to stop scammers. Thank you for allowing me to share today. So, the next up is going to be Andrea Valadez from the California Department of Insurance, CDI.
On mute. Sorry, it's a common mistake with Zoom. So good afternoon now. My name is Andrea Valdez and I'm with the California Department of Insurance. I am an outreach analyst. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today. All of the stuff is overlapping, so I'll go ahead and touch on some stuff and I'll be touching on other things as well. So let's go hard and let's start here. One moment, please. Perfect. So I'm just going to give you a little brief overview of the California Department of Insurance, also known as CDI. We are a state agency and we regulate the insurance marketplace. We regulate all lines of insurance, homeowners, auto, life, health, just to name a few. We also regulate the insurance companies, agents, and brokers that sell insurance. All of CDI's functions, including overseeing the insurance solvency, licensing agents and brokers, conducting market reviews, resolving consumer complaints, and investigating and prosecuting insurance fraud. We're here to protect our consumers. And as a consumer, if you ever have a problem with your insurance company, agent, or broker, please call us for help. So first, I just want to reflect on a little bit what our department has accomplished for California consumers last year. So our community relations and outreach branch hosted 275 events and reached more than 166,000 consumers. Great regulations and legal branches. We helped return over $3 billion to consumers due to the reduced driving and business activity during the pandemic. And our consumer services team has helped more than 40,000 consumers and recovered over $134 million in insurance benefits since the start of the year. So that's just some actions taken by CDI. So some things that senior needs to know. Reports indicate that seniors are the largest population targeted for scams. But why are seniors the biggest targets? That's because seniors have accumulated wealth. Seniors may have money accumulated in their homes, life insurance, and retirement savings. And someone always wants to steal a piece of your hard-earned savings. So good news is that there are a lot of protection programs for seniors. So let's just go ahead and we'll just touch on some popular scams that are out there. So some popular scams are the COVID-19 scams. Scammers are out there preying on COVID-19 fears. Not so much anymore, but something we still just like to touch on. Offering tests or cures in exchange for personal information. However, the services are unapproved or illegitimate. Fraudsters are using phone calls, text messages, social media, and door-to-door visits to steal your information. Scammers use the personal information they collect to fraudulently bill federal health care programs or commit medical identity theft. If Medi-Cal denies the claim, then you can be held responsible for the costs. So if you suspect fraud on that, take action, report it immediately. You can report it here. We have this number, that's at 1-800-447-8477. So again, that is that COVID-19 scam. So another common insurance fraud against seniors is an annuity. Why? That's because Californians spend an average of $20 billion on annuities. That's a lot of money to be made by scam agents. So annuity is a contract between you and the insurance company. You buy it by making one or more premium payments, and they, in return, make income payments to you for a fixed period of time in the future. It's often used as an investment vehicle for retirement income. It's sold by licensed insurance agents, usually with a financial background. Growth in annuities are also tax deferred. So annuities are great for some, but lousy for others. Why? That's because usually the 7-year surrender charge. There's a big penalty for you to take your money out if you need it. That's in case of an emergency, but agents love to sell it because of the big upfront commission. Then starts the twisting and churning. That is when the agent gets you into one annuity and 12 or 18 months later calls and says he found a better annuity for you and you need to switch now. What that means for you, you may be hit with a penalty for early withdrawal, but it's more upfront commission for the agent, and you might even have a tax implication on top of it. But if you have a financial advisor who you've been working with for years, they know your financial goals, your financial picture, your risk tolerance, and suggest adding an annuity to your portfolio, and explains the type of annuity, the pros, the cons, and why it makes sense as part of diversifying your portfolio. Then an annuity can be a right investment for you. Do not make the decision to buy an annuity right away. Maybe sleep on it, think about it over with a family member or someone you trust. If the annuity is a good deal today, it will still be a good deal tomorrow. I think that's something we've learned throughout all these presentations. Wait on it. Don't act immediately. Again, if it's a good deal today, it will still be a good deal tomorrow. Another common insurance scams include premium theft and auto stage accidents. So premium theft occurs when you buy an insurance policy from an agent or broker, and they never actually buy the policy with the insurance company. And now you're thinking to yourself, how can that happen? Do you have a receipt? Do you have a copy of the policy? Did you get a statement? Well, some scam agents, whether they're currently licensed or not, will go to great lengths to steal from you. So this is just another thing as well, premium theft and auto stage accidents. So, if something happens in an auto stage, make sure, you get, they might say, you know what, don't tell me about this, your insurance, your policy, your coverage limits. You do have to exchange your insurance carrier information, but nothing more. So in this situation, if it does happen, call the police, call your insurance company if you were in a staged accident, if you believe so. If not, just make sure that you do contact them. Now, what are some other insurance scam warning signs? Now, we're all saying, I think we've all said this, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So the agent offers free seminars in sites like assisted living centers, retirement communities, or places of worship, or nice restaurants for a free meal. I'm sure people get some in the mail where they say they're going to get a big free steak dinner. The agent can also offer created living trust in order to see your financial information. They're always trying to find new clients that can potentially be worth a lot of money to them than the free living trust they are offering. They want your financial information, and it's up to you to guard it. Remember, there's no senior retirement living trust specialist. This is their own designation. Also, seniors have more rights when it comes to insurance, and it's called Senior Insurance Bill of Rights. And the full list can be found on our website. And one senior right that you may want to review the policy on is life, annuity, long-term care, Medicare supplement for 30 days after you receive the policy in order to decide whether you wish to keep the policy. If you decide you do not want to keep the policy, you can return it for a full refund. So again, this is some common insurance scam warning signs. Now, what can you do to avoid becoming a victim, especially of insurance fraud? So step one is check the status of the insurance company and agent on our website. We do have available on our website. And make sure they are in good standing. You should always answer all questions thoroughly and truthfully. False statements or omissions can cancel the policy. Do not leave any blank spaces on applications. Dishonest agents can fill in those blanks without your approval. Get everything in writing and compare policies. And whatever you do, not pay cash. Make checks payable to the insurance company or agency business name and not in the agent's name. Don't buy coverage you cannot afford, and only the coverage you need. Avoid being overinsured, and most importantly, ask questions. What is this policy covered? What is covered or excluded? What is the cost and how often? And if I cancel, are there any surrender charges? Is it suitable for me and my situations, my plans? Never feel pressured or intimidated. Consider always having a trusted person with you. Agents should never use high pressure sales tactics, and never sign anything that you don't understand. So what can you do to protect yourself? Don't engage. You can still be polite. Be stingy with your personal information, change your passwords, and hang up the phone. If somebody calls you and you think, what is this? Just hang up the phone, just stop being so nice, and always report fraud if you believe it's fraud. So if you suspect fraud, call someone, report it. There are 3 organizations to call here, and the last is a website that you can learn more about current insurance scams. So we see here we have the Department of Insurance and our number there, the Senior Medicare Patrol, the AARP Fraud Watch Network Hotline, and the Coalition Against Insurance Frauds. We do have those here. And again, you can always contact the Department of Insurance and we can help you out with these numbers as well. So next up are just some resources just for seniors. We do have our Senior Gateway, which is available on our website. It's a one-stop website intended to provide seniors, their families, and caregivers with the information they need to connect to helpful services and resources to find answers and solve problems. This includes information on topics such as avoiding and reporting abuse and neglect, preventing fraud, financial abuse, and common scams, healthcare information, and your rights. So please visit that at seniors.insurance.ca.gov. We also have informational guides specifically for seniors, annuities, what seniors need to know, driving for seniors, insurance bill of rights, and all of our guides are free and also available in PDF on our website. We can also send some to your office for you to pick up as well. If you have any questions about your current insurance policy, new policy, or you've been denied coverage, claimed, or canceled, want to report fraud, please contact our consumer number here. It's at 1-800-927-4357. We have experts that can assist you in different languages. We will never ask you for your immigration status, or visit our website at, again, insurance.ca.gov. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate being here. Remember, you have the power to take action for yourself. Thank you so much.
Well, that was a lot of information. I don't know about you guys, but my head might be spinning. I don't see any questions, but I came up with a couple because, I'm not too bright.
You're on mute.
Did I talk all?
Oh, you keep hitting mute.
Let's see.
There you go.
There we go. See, it wasn't me. There's a, what is it, ghost in the machine? Okay. So there's no questions in the chat, but I do have a couple questions for you guys. One is Jackie mentioned hover over a couple times. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah, if you are on your computer and at the top, let's just say you're searching something, www.Jackie's Boutique. Okay, so if you got an email from that, hovering means taking your mouse and hovering over that email and even putting your finger by that text message to verify that that is whom it's really from.
Okay.
Okay, using that mouse to hover over. Okay.
So so if you're on your computer, it's the cursor. That's
Yes.
There we go. All right.
Mhm.
And then you mentioned some booklets. Who's that? Was that you, Jackie? I think the last time we did our webinar, you guys sent us the booklets. So if you want those booklets, we have them at our office on Lancaster Boulevard. I will be giving you that address before the end. Okay, so are there anyone who wants to raise their hand and ask a question? Any brave souls out there? Or anyone confused like me? No? Okay, awesome. Well, then let me give you our contact information just in case. That is us. We have four offices: Sacramento, Victor Valley, Lancaster, and Santa Clarita. With that, we want to thank all of our experts today. They were awesome. They gave us lots of information, and I know, though I can't send out the recording, they have that information. Sally put some information in the chat, so you can reach the information on YouTube. I'm pretty sure they'll give us Dex, which is the PowerPoint if you need it. So I stuck my email in there. It's Donna, DONNA.Hill, HILL @sen.ca.gov. If you want any part of the information, go ahead and send me an email and I will harass these three lovely ladies and get it for you. All righty. So I'm gonna give you one. Oh, there we go. Judy has a question.
I
Yes.
just want to say, if you want to save the chat, go to your chat bubble and the three dots to the right of two, click on it and save chat. It will download to your computer as a TXT file, and you will have all of the email addresses and websites that I put in there.
There we go.
All right, Judy.
Go for it, Judy. Okay, and then you asked if there's books in Santa Clarita. There are not there in my office. However, I can send some. So if you give me a couple days, I will have some books sent over to Santa Clarita office.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome.
Excellent presentations from everybody. Security is my thing.
All right.
It was.
Okay.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Any last minutes? Anybody? All right, ladies, I'm gonna give you the rest of your day back. God bless everyone. Thank you for hanging out with us, and thank you, ladies, for all that awesome information.
Thank you for having us. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you.